Hey, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do this in Blender, so you can make your videos more impressive and cooler. I'm using Blender 3.6 on a Macbook Pro M1 chip and 16 RAM. So in this video, I'm going to use a bottle model I made, but you can use any model as you want. So now you can download the blend file for free. Link in the description. So now we are going to set up the soft body and the collision. So first start with changing the end frame to 70. Press 1 on your numpad to get to the front view. This is how you enable the numpad for laptops. Go to Edit, the Preferences, go to the Input and check the Emulate numpad. And then press Shift+A to add a UV sphere. And press G+Z to move it up on the Z-axis. And now rename the UV sphere to Bubble. Then go to the Modifier and add a Subdivision Surface Modifier. Change the viewport to 2. And now right-click and shade Smooth. Then go to Physics and click on Soft Body. Okay, my computer is a little bit slow, so nothing happened when I play the animation. But to fix that, go to Cache, change the end to 70, then click on Bake. Wait for the baking to bake. Now play the animation by hitting the space bar. You can now see your bubble float up and down, so to fix that, click on Delete Bake, uncheck the goal. Then select your object and click on Collision, and leave it like this. Now select your bubble, and then click on Bake. Wait for the baking to bake. And now play the animation, and you can see the bubble falls, and then it's destroyed. And to fix that, click on Delete Bake, and unfold the edge. And check the stiffness, and then change bending to 5. And go to Cache and click on Bake. Wait for the baking to bake. And play the animation. And now you can see the bubble bounce on your object and is not destroyed. And now we just want the bubble to collide with your object. To fix that, click on Delete Bake. And now go to Field Weight and change the gravity 0, and then scroll up to the cache and click on Bake. Wait for the baking to bake. And now play the animation, and like you see nothing happen. So to fix that, press Shift+A to add a force field, and click on Force, and on Physics, and change the strength to -1. Then select your bubble, and under Cache, click on Delete Bake, and then click on Bake again. Wait for the baking to bake, and now play the animation by hitting the space bar. And now you can see the bubble only collide with your object. And like in the result video, there are more bubbles colliding with the object and with the other bubbles. So to do that, select your bubble and click on Collision and leave it like this. Make sure the collision is over the soft body. And then select your bubble and press Shift+D to duplicate. Duplicate how many you want and scale them up or down. And when you are satisfying with your result, that means we are going to bake it. But we don't want to go to each of the bubble and click on Bake. Go to Scene and under Rigid Body World. Click on Add Rigid Body World. And click on Cache and change the end to 70. And then click on Bake and wait for the baking to bake. Let's play the animation by hit the spacebar. And I just changed the position on all my bubbles and object to match my result video. And just a reminder, if you change anything after you baked, you need to rebake it after the changing. Now select all your bubbles, then press M to make a collection and name it to Bubbles. And now we are doing the bubble material. So select your bubble. Go to Shadings and click on New. So change the color to #EAE0D5. And then change roughness to 0.3. Then select another bubble and click on this thing over here so you can select your material that you just made, and then click here so you can copy your material. And change the color to #86202E. Then select another bubble and click on this thing over here so you can select your material that you just made, and then click here so you can copy your material. And change the color to #F5A0A6. And then change the other bubbles to the color you think match the best or seems best. And I just add an area light so you can see the colors better. Now let's make a scene. So press Shift+A to add a camera. Now open a new window by drag it like this. On the left window, press 0 to go to the camera view. And on the right window, press 7 on your numpad to get to top view. Then press G+Y to move it on the Y-axis. I like to have my camera on 100mm, then press G+Y to move it on the Y-axis. And I like to make this to 1 so it's black around. I also like to track the camera to an empty object. So to do that, add any empty object. I like to use this one. Now select your empty and then press Shift and click on your camera. Then press Ctrl+P and select Object. Now you can see your empty is apparent to your camera. Now let's set up the background. So press Shift plus A to add a plane. Press R plus X plus 90 to rotate it by 90 degrees. Press S plus 15 to scale it by 15. Press 7 on your numpad to get to top view. Then press G plus Y to move it on the Y-axis. And then press S to scale it a little bit more. Now we are going to set up the lightings. So in my result blend file, I will show you my light setup. So first I have a gobo directed to my background, and the gobo make this light. Then I have a top light right over my product, and the top light makes this light. And then I have two key lights, one behind my product and one in the front of my product. And then I have a point light just right in front of my background. And that is what that do. So I'll show you my render settings. So I render in cycles and GPU. Check the denoise and change the noise threshold to 0.1 so you can render faster. I also like to use motion blur, so check that if you want. Another thing I like to do is go to the view layer and check the denoising data. Then go to compositing. Press Shift plus A to add a denoise. Then plug noisy image to image. Plug denoising normal to normal. And last plug denoising albedo to albedo. Then go to the output. So I like to render my videos in 4K, so the number for that is 3840 and then 2160. And change the frame rate to 30. Change the file format to FMPEG video, the encoding to MPEG-4, then change output quality to high quality. And here is my results. And feel free to subscribe for more tutorials and videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope you like my tutorial. Comment down below what I can make in the next video and with the editing and all that thing.